this is Guitarist Denis Taaffe. I'm in my home studio. Unfortunately, I got kind of interrupted, and so I haven't made as much progress as I wanted to. But there's a reason for that. And I'll show you what it is. It's because of this right here. That's right, the Specular Tempus pedal. I'm slowly getting this board populated here. You know, from last time I didn't have any pedals. And this is my pedal board, and I've gotten some amps hooked up, powered up. So I've done a lot of wiring things. You can see right there, that little box. It still needs a ton of work. So basically I got sidelined, is what I'm trying to say, because of this pedal right here. It just showed up, and I have to decide whether I want to keep it or not. Now, it's a delay and reverb pedal. Okay, and I'm going to give you an example of what it does. Here, let's do that right now. Alright, so I've got two Supros hooked up. Okay, by themselves, they sound kind of like this. And that sounds pretty good, but it's kind of dry, and this is where the Specular Tempus comes in. And let's hear what it sounds like with the Specular Tempus. So here's with the Specular Tempus on. Heading. Now it can also do massive reverbs too, you know, it's kind of a I can really create these huge delays. Or, I'm sorry, reverbs, you know. Here you can hear the decay, the delayed decay here. Now here's without it, without the specular tempus. And now without it again. That sounds so dry. Kind of plain, you know what I mean? So when you activate it, so there's the specular tempus, and I have to say it's quite impressive. I mean, just takes the playing guitar and really makes it sound spectacular, you know. Add to that it also has delay capabilities, MIDI control, you know, and things like that. Hard to pass up. Hard to pass up. And it's about $350. That's the only problem, you know. So it's kind of expensive, but in reality, it's actually quite inexpensive compared to other pedals. If you were to get a delay and reverb pedal, I mean, obviously it'd be a lot more. But it's just a crystal clear sound with a lot of ambience. I mean, you couldn't ask for better, really. Just the sound is really great. So, kind of hard to pass up. But this has thrown me for a loop because I had to concentrate on that instead of my studio room. Now, the lighting here, it makes such a big difference when you're playing. It really does, ambience-wise. I have it on this green, and it kind of looks horrible on the camera. I get it. But this often happens, when I'm on a project and I get sidelined, and the project was basically revamping the studio room, but I got kind of sidelined with this Specular Tempus, and you have no idea the amount of stress that this causes. I kid you not. For me, the world would be a pretty nice place if it wasn't the stress of whether to keep the Specular Tempus or not. And I thought, well, it can do these cavernous, gigantic reverbs, but how often would I use that, really? But what I've discovered is it's really great at just subtle kind of reverbs, it makes all the difference, really, playing-wise, It takes the, direct into the Supros, it's pretty plain sounding, but you add the Specular Tempus and it makes it just a fantastic sound. Alright, so I think that's I think that's worthy of keeping for sure. Now I've got to discover too which order it'll go in pedal wise and things. And I've got to finish up this studio revamp, so I just wanted to give you a small update. But I got kind of sidetracked, but I can see the differences it makes already, of what I've done already, hanging the lights and kind of reorganizing the amps and things, and that was a big stressor too, is, well, which amps do you want to keep in here, and, that kind of thing. But that is kind of slowly working itself out, just from playing. And the Supros, I'm just really, really pleased. Now I've got to remember that, compared to the Black Stars, which are, the Supro's only a little 15-watt amps, and compare that to the Black Star, the HD Club 40, which are 40 watts, right? And man, they can get so loud, I've got to be careful not to overdrive the Supros, to try to, match a level of the volume level of the Black Stars. Man, the Black Stars, they'll really kick your butt. In fact, so much so, I had to turn them down, really. Especially in here. But boy, there's nothing like having that power behind you, when you can snap off chords and things and double stuff. It really has the dynamics, very nice. And the Supros, I'm just thrilled. That for me is just the sound, that I really like. And add to that Specular Tempus and things. So, yeah, and I got really excited about doing the studio room revamp, you know, and as B.B. King says, you know, the thrill is gone, but not really, no. I mean, I still am committed to completing that project, you know, but yeah, I had to take time for the Specular Tempus, and you know, it's a horrible thing to have to decide, you know, whether to keep that or not. I mean, it's, you know, it's a big deal in a way, and I stressed over it, you know, trying it in this, with this amp, you know, or this combination, things, and, you know, they can get a little overwhelming. But at the end of the day, you know, I do highly recommend it because it's just, it's really a pristine reverb and delay. I think both are really great. You know, I also have a TC Electronics Hall of Fame 2x4 red pedal. I think I did a review on that as well, and that's a great pedal too, but in a different way, I guess, reverb wise. It does do huge reverbs and things. It's not quite as refined as the Specular Tempus, though, I have to admit, just sound quality wise, you know. Yeah. And it comes in such a small little box, you know, which is really nice too. It doesn't take up much space on your board, your pedal board, you know. So yeah, I've got to get back to completing the studio room here, you know. And what I've discovered is I'll tell you what, I got I got sidelined in another way, and that is, I was overwhelmed, really. And I had all these huge ideas. The only thing is, you know, I want to try and keep it functional, you know, for one thing. So, for example, I was going to remove this computer, and I still plan to do that, but I think it'd be a little hasty to remove it here without replacing it. Another reverb pedal I'd like to try is the Strymon Big Sky, you know, which sounds really great, I think. But you know, between the Eventide and the Specular Tempus, which is, you know, for one thing, less expensive. I mean, basically you've got your reverbs covered, you know. Alright, so there's a tiny update. So I'm going to get back to my studio room and get that taken care of. Alright, see you next time. Bye.